Somewhere right now, someone is watching a 15-second clip of a rusted wrench turning back into shiny steel in front of their eyes, and they are already reaching for their wallet. That's the hook the advertisers are counting on, and today we're going to slow it down, look at what's actually happening in that bottle, and figure out whether any of it is real. If you've spent rust on tools, railings, gates, or old machinery, you already know the usual playbook. Wire brushes that take an hour and leave your knuckles raw, sandpaper that eats through your gloves before it eats through the rust, chemical strippers that work, sort of, but only after you've soaked the part overnight and scrubbed it anyway. None of it is instant, none of it is easy, and most of it still leaves a stain behind because rust isn't dirt sitting on top of metal. It's the metal itself, oxidized and gone. So when an ad shows a spray that turns a crusted bolt back into bare, shining steel in 3 seconds, with zero scrubbing, it's not selling a product. It's selling a shortcut around basic chemistry, and that should make you suspicious before you even open your wallet. Here's the part almost nobody explains. There actually is a real, boring, well-documented chemical process that can make old rust look almost new again. It's just not doing what the ads claim. It's called rust conversion, and it's been sitting in hardware stores and industrial supply catalogs for decades, quietly working while flashier products get all the ad spend. The idea goes back further than you'd think. Long before anyone was formulating spray bottles, blacksmiths and shipwrights noticed that certain plant tannins, the same compounds that turn tea dark or cure leather, would react with rusted iron and leave behind a dark, stable coating instead of the usual crumbling orange scale. That observation eventually got formalized into modern tannic acid and phosphoric acid rust converters, the kind restoration shops have used for years on classic cars and bridge ironwork, long before anyone figured out you could package the same chemistry into a viral 30-second ad. The actual science is simpler than the marketing makes it sound, and you don't need a chemistry degree to follow it. Rust, or iron oxide, is chemically unstable and porous. Think of it like a sponge made of crumbling metal. Tannic acid reacts with that iron oxide and converts it into iron tannate, a dense, dark, largely inert compound that seals the surface instead of continuing to flake apart. Phosphoric acid does something similar, turning the rust into iron phosphate, which is the same basic chemistry used in industrial metal primers. It's not magic, and it's definitely not restoring. The metal that already corroded away, think of it less like reversing damage and more like a scab forming. It stabilizes what's there and stops it from continuing to break down, but it does not regrow the material rust already ate. Anyone selling you the metal turns back into metal is describing something that would violate basic conservation of mass, not a real chemical reaction. So why doesn't every hardware aisle push this instead of the viral bottle? Mostly because it's a fairly unglamorous, slow-acting industrial chemical, with a track record too boring to go viral. A converter that needs 20 minutes of dwell time, a wire brush pass, and sometimes a second coat doesn't produce a satisfying quick clip. A dramatic slow-motion pour with fizzing and instant color change does. Ad platforms reward whatever gets watched longest, and it worked exactly as the label said after 20 minutes, doesn't get watched longest. So the incentive isn't some grand conspiracy to hide a solution from you. It's just that the accurate version of this product doesn't have the retention numbers the exaggerated version does, and the exaggerated version is far more profitable per bottle sold. Restoration shops that work on vintage cars, ironwork, and marine hardware have used tannic and phosphoric rust converters for years, precisely because they're unglamorous but reliable. The coating holds up under a repaint, doesn't reintroduce rust under the paint film the way untreated surfaces do, and doesn't require sanding a panel down to bare metal every time. None of that requires a testimonial from an invented restoration specialist with a stock photo profile picture. The chemistry either does its job over time or it doesn't, and the people who rely on it professionally don't need a dramatic ad to trust it. If you want to actually try this yourself, the process is straightforward, and it does not involve gloves off bravado or barehanded spraying for the camera. Clean loose, flaking rust off, first with a wire brush. You're not trying to strip it to bare metal. Just remove what's already falling apart. Apply the converter evenly with a brush or sprayer, working it into pitted areas, and let it sit for the time listed on the label, usually somewhere between 20 minutes and overnight for heavier rust. Wipe off any excess before it fully cures. Once it dries to that dark matte finish, it's stable enough to prime and paint over, which is really the whole point. Hi, you're not trying to make rust vanish. You're trying to lock it down so it stops spreading under whatever finish goes on next. None of this is a miracle fix, and it's worth being upfront about the limits. Rust converters don't rebuild lost metal. They don't work well on rust that's actively wet or still forming, and on heavily pitted or structural pieces, they're a stopgap, not a replacement for actual metal repair. Skin and eye protection are still a good idea, not because the product is some kind of exotic acid meant to dissolve flesh, but because it's still an acid, and basic shop safety doesn't stop applying just because a label says non-toxic. And no coating, however good, is giving you 50 years of guaranteed protection regardless of climate, exposure, or how the rest of the piece is maintained. That's a marketing number, not a chemistry number. What's actually worth taking away from all of this isn't "don't trust rust removers." It's a slightly bigger habit. When an ad shows you a result that seems to skip past basic physical limits, mass appearing from nowhere, permanent protection with zero maintenance, professional grade results with zero effort, that's usually the tell, not the hidden industry secret at all. The real fixes are almost always a little slower, a little less dramatic, and a lot more honest about what they can't do. That's not a flaw in the product. That's usually the sign it's the one that actually works. I'm Hidden Fix Lab, and I'll see you in the next one.